What's good guys, Goliath here. Today we're talking about wheel mode and more generally wheel input versus controller input. This video is meant to be a follow-up to Simgii's original video calling out how the current competitive landscape on this game is not fair due to how the game handles different input devices when you're driving. If you haven't seen Simgii or his video, go check him out. He's a great racer and content creator. I'll leave a link to his channel and video below. Now, why am I talking about this and who is this video for? So most of you haven't even heard of wheel mode or anything about the difference between wheel and controller input. This is based on what I've seen in public polls, Discord conversations, people in my streams, Simgii streams, and other people's streams. Some of you have heard of it, but you don't really know what it's about or why it's a problem in the first place. This is meant to be an informative video for these people, and most importantly for Ivory Tower, since they're the ones that actually need to make the changes. If after watching this video you agree we have a problem here, then use the hashtag that Simgii started called FairPlayTCM on social media, on your streams, on your videos, etc, so we can get the word out that the competition on this game is currently unfair and Ivory Tower needs to take action on this. With that out of the way, let's get started. So wheel mode is when the game thinks you're using a wheel when you're actually physically using a controller. So this is achieved via third-party software by creating a quote-unquote virtual controller, and then you ultimately end up spoofing your input device. Now, why would somebody want to do this? The game treats wheel and controller inputs very differently. Controller inputs result in slow, sluggish, and delayed steering. But when the game thinks you're using a wheel, physical wheel, or with wheel mode, you get instant steering response. And if we take a closer look, we can actually see that the game allows our wheels to rotate much faster when it thinks we're using a wheel versus when it thinks we're on a controller. Now, this is very sensitive steering. Most people will not be able to use this without crashing 100 times. But when you give this to someone who's already good at the game, then you run into a problem. And just to be clear, there was already a problem before this. It was just behind the paywall of buying a physical wheel. Now it's free if you have a PC. So let's go over a few of the more notable benefits of having wheel input. And this isn't an exhaustive list, but these are the biggest things that I've noticed personally since using wheel mode for about a week and a half now. So the first thing that I've noticed is you have the ability to be able to readjust your steering or readjust your line mid-corner. If you're a normal controller, you know how much of a pain this is because you cannot, or at the very least it's really hard and risky, readjust your line mid-corner without also going off the track. So this means you have to actually execute your line perfectly every single time from the get-go with no room for corrections. But with wheel input, these adjustments are actually trivial and there is no risk to adjusting your steering or line mid-turn. So this is actually one issue that you never have to worry about again. Now for the second thing, guttering. Guttering is way easier and you can take gutters so much faster because the steering response is so extreme with wheel input. If you're unfamiliar with guttering, it's just when you dip two wheels into the dirt while you're turning to rotate your car through the corner faster. This is the fastest way through corners in Motorfest. Now, I'm going to put up two clips side by side. One side is normal controller steering and the other side is with wheel mode. And just watch the difference. The clips honestly just speak for themselves. It's actually wild how much of a difference there is when it comes to guttering. It is not a contest at all between the two. Alright, so we're going to stop right here. Look at where my car is with wheel mode versus where my car is with normal controller. If this was a grand race and you were on normal controller, you just lost slipstream. And there are way more gutters than this in a normal grand race. You're going to be losing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 seconds, maybe even 15, depending on the race and how good the person is. Like I said before, this is not a contest. Ivory Tower, you need to do something about this. Okay, so at least the last two things I just talked about are at least possible to do on controller. Now let's talk about something that you cannot do on a normal controller. You need a wheel or wheel mode, wheel input, to actually do this. Take a look at this clip. So this is called flicking the car. All you have to do is just turn really hard and the game does the rest for you. This is possible because of the extreme steering response with wheel input, and of course with wheel mode on controller, it's actually even easier because it's just the flick of your thumbstick. You can use this to cheese turns like you've just seen, and you can also use it to save yourself from crashing. Check this out. You see how my car turned to the left midway through the turn? Or normal controller steering, this means I'm going to crash. But with wheel input, I can yank the car back and clear the turn no problem. Yeah, I think you guys get the idea now. Let's move on. So I've gone over a few of the biggest differences between wheel input and controller, but how has wheel mode actually impacted my racing? In short, I'm much faster and way more consistent than I ever was when I was just using normal controller steering. So let's take a look. I've got 2 full races to show you guys. I'm not going to dissect them like I did the earlier clips because the video is just going to get way too long. But to be honest, I think you guys get the picture at this point. You'll be able to spot tons of things that I'm doing that are just flat out impossible to do with a normal controller, or at the very least tedious and not straightforward to do at all. But before we cut to the races, let me just say this, and this is the last time you'll hear me speak in this video. Ivory Tower, you have a problem. There is nothing fair about what I just showed and what you're about to see in my races. You guys need to bridge the gap between controller and wheel steering. What you have in place currently makes competition on this game a complete joke. As for everyone else, if you have something to say to Ivory Tower in regards to this subject, throw it into the comments respectfully, because they might read it. And again, remember the hashtag FairPlayTCM, add it to your socials, your videos, your streams, etc. And yeah, let's just get the word out so this can get resolved. Alright, that's enough for me. Enjoy the races, and I'll see you guys in the next video.